Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the 80s version of the Twilight Zone. And this week we are watching an appointment on Route 17 and the Street of Shadows. So, the appointment on Route 17 stars Paul Le Mat, who did a bunch of things. I recognize him from some TV show, I think, but most formally he stands out in my mind as the Puppet Master, at least the very first Puppet Master. The line, all that meatloaf and no love, is kind of cute, I think. There isn't that much to say about this episode. I mean, production-wise, it is a very simple episode. It's all cast. It's all great lines. It doesn't have any special effects or any camera trickery, anything like that. It just has some really sort of gripping story. And we don't actually get it revealed or resolved. We only get a hint that it is because of this thing. Mary Jo is played by Mariana Pascal, who only has 6 acting credits to her name. And she's now an author and does intercorporational communication, I think. This reminds me a bit about Dead Man's Shoes, obviously. Dead Woman's Shoes as well. Of course, you can't take out a heart the way you can take off a pair of shoes. And there's also a Treehouse of Terror from The Simpsons where Homer gets a hairpiece from, I think it's Snake's hairpiece, and it infiltrates his brain and turns him into a hooligan. Yeah, this one is a bit cuter. I really hope that worked out for them. Street of Shadows is a bit darker, though. It stars Charles Hayde, who was in Nightbreed. Remember Nightbreed? That was a cool thing. And there's a sign in the background of the shelter that says, "Remember, no touching, no fighting, no drugs." Words to live by, I guess. If I had written this episode, I think I would have added another sort of something to drive him into action when he gets to the house. Not just the gate closing, but I would have like the security system guy say, "I've already called a guard. He'll be here in an hour." And then have, him sort of looking around and being a bit more furtive and rushing in. But I think it works the way it's written too. But I think I would have added a bit of more of a ticking clock there. We established that this is a corporate bad guy with the line, no, they always complain when you hit nerve. Once you're starting to cut bone, they've stopped complaining. Then there's a shot and a thrown bottle, which do not get to hit. We only see sort of an off camera where it goes like this. It's all in slow-mo to denote that it's just not a normal hit, but it is something else happening as well, which, I mean, it works. It has no Dutch angle, so we know it's actually real. He calls the shelter. He remembers the phone number. Now, who remembers phone numbers nowadays? But this is the 80s where people did that. The sort of how this works with him shifting and no one seeming to remember that he is the person he says he is. It reminds me a lot of Person or Persons Unknown from 1962. Another one of the classic Twilight Zone episodes. In that case, it was a bit more one-sided. He didn't get to switch. He only got to not be remembered. Then we have another slow-mo to denote the change when the bottle drops. And then the episode ends. And it ends with Elaine, who is played by Lisa Jacob. She was in Welcome Mrs. Doubtfire and Independence Day and is now apparently a yoga instructor and author. So, people move on from their acting careers, I guess. Next week, we are playing some pool. I look forward to seeing you then. Take care now.